Razor friends, and welcome back to the studio. And we're joined today in the studio with a boxing referee, the one, the only Ian McShane. Ian, thanks for coming into the studio.
No problem.
How's things?
Not too bad, not too bad.
I'll tell you what, we're going to do our shout outs first, and then we're going to get talking about this great night's banter going in Bellinis. Friends, big shout out to Corrine Cohen. Thanks for your support as always. To you and your friends over the USA, a big Razor, and to your son Matthew, Razor Matt. Also to Mr. and Mrs. Mrs. to be, Mr. and Mrs. Howard, Phil Howard, Vinnie Jones, Razor Vinnie Jones, Steve Collins the boxer, Razor Steve, who else? Jason Statham. We're going all the big guys, Liam Neeson, Elise Quevedo. So all my Twitter friends, Justified Prince is another one. All the boxing fans following us. Big Razor to them too. We have a lot of boxing fans going on. Carl Frampton, hopefully get you and Barry McGuigan into the studio some of these evenings. So all my Facebook friends, thanks for sharing and all the rest. So basically that's about we're going to get this done. Basically, it's warm in here, Ian, do you think?
It's warm enough, yeah.
Isn't it? Well, you know what's coming, friends. There you go. Look at that for a shot. Lethal that hat, you know. Ian, thanks for coming into the studio.
No problem.
So how's things?
Not too bad, not too bad.
You're getting Tony Hughes was on the way. Big shout out to Tony and all the boxers, the St. Patrick's Irish Select versus Forgewood, the Scottish Select.
That's right.
Now, this has been it's like a friendly St. Patrick's in Newry Boxing Club. It's been a friendly ongoing over the years.
It has, yes. It's been going roughly about 27 years now.
The Forgewood Club have been coming here. Yous have been going there.
That's right, yeah. We go over there around the end of October, around October, November time.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing. We'll see. We'll cut this for a minute. Look who it is. Live at the Banter Show, friends. Come in, Jacob.
Sorry.
Quick, we're live, Rod. Only in the Banter Show, huh? So we've got our Polish friend Jacob from another band. We'll be having the banter with these guys some of the evening. So sorry about that. Can you Ian, tell us about the Forgewood Boxing Club?
The club, St. Patrick's Boxing Club, was formed in 1984 by Paddy McKeown and late Jimmy McKeown. And a guy called Archie McKay from Motherwell got in touch with Paddy about taking a team of lads over to Newry to box, and then for Paddy to take an Irish Select over to Motherwell and box around a tour match. And it's been on ever since. And
it's handy because you go up to Belfast, get the ferry over.
I get the boat over.
Isn't it handy?
Oh, it's great. Great for the kids, you know. So they'll never get a trip away.
And it is a way because you're getting the boat over to Scotland, you know. So you're actually you're leaving these shores.
Us then from Stranraer, wherever you sail into Motherwell, you know. And they'll feed it very well and they look after us.
And 27 years.
27 years.
So the very first, I suppose the very first competition between St. Patrick's and Forgewood, I suppose them young fellas that were there, they're all grown men now.
Aye, well, a lot of them have turned pro there. So they have a lot of lads made their debut at the show, you know, and turned pro.
Unbelievable.
And you could ring them off. If Tony was here now, he could ring them off.
Yeah.
You know, but the first lap of show now was way before my time. I'm only with the club from about 2000, 2001.
Only,
yeah. It seems like yesterday, I know
it doesn't belong going, does it?
It doesn't belong going at all.
How long is Tony in the club then?
I think Tony's there near enough from the start.
From day one probably with Paddy McKeown and that.
He looks like he's been there from the start.
Oh, you heard it here.
You
heard it here first, friends. Here's my wee friend. Look, don't let dogs. The Banter Show's gone crackers. There's dogs and everything running around here. Peter, you're dead. We're going to sort you out after. But it's on Friday. It's on this Friday, really.
It's on this Friday night in Bellinis.
7:30.
Great venue for boxing shows.
How many bouts is there?
There's 19 bouts.
What?
19 bouts on.
For a favour?
For a favour, yeah.
And
favour all those £3 for children.
That's very good. And Bellinis, take it, is it in the top?
The top
Renaissance suite, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
It's fantastic.
We also have special guests coming to us, Christina McMahon from Carrick Macross. She's a professional boxer. She's just won the WBC bantamweight title there a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah,
she'll be good for the kids to get the photographs taken with Christina and the belt and that sort of thing, you know.
Absolutely. And Bellinis brilliant venue for it, isn't it?
Fantastic.
There's plenty of room and everything. The ring fits in lovely.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing the MC at it a few times.
There's plenty of room there for the wee ones to run about if they get fed up.
There is.
The staff are very accommodating.
They are, they're brilliant. And a big razor and shout out to the staff of Bellinis.
Sure,
I know some of them very well indeed, and I'll tell you what, they really do look after you, don't they? So
also, there's the boys are staying on Friday night and Saturday night in the Francis Court Hotel.
very good, so that's where they're staying.
We bait the 8 down on the Saturday night.
So they'll come into Newry, they'll get their asses whipped, well some of them will.
And then good hide and feed them and send them home. That's what they do to us, you know.
What about that? I love that, yeah. Come over.
It's all friendship.
You're welcome over, we'll give you a good hiding and a good feed and send you home. So there you are.
And then we go over there and beat us up again.
It's mutual, isn't it?
Oh.
But I haven't said mutual. There's a lot of there's big mutual respect between these two clubs.
Between any boxers,
Yeah.
you know, it's a respect built up.
It's a very honourable sport, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know, and recently I've been doing scenes with my main man, Razor, Steve Collins. I've got to know the Celtic Warrior gym in Dublin, all fantastic guys. There's guys coming over from England to train at Frank Buglioni. I think he was draw there at the weekend, I'm not too sure. Young John O'Carroll, King Kong Carroll, they're all really up. Spike O'Sullivan, you know, so it's brilliant, and Paggy Collins. A big shout out to all the lads there too. So this year the Banter Show for some reason this year has taken off, and there's a lot of boxing involved in it. We've been up with Barry McGuigan.
Get a bit of publicity now because we didn't get a big lap now for a couple of years. It's only recently more Katie Taylor, Paddy Barnes, Mick Collins sort of brought the spotlight on us, you know. So it's good to see it.
Yeah.
And the numbers over is, and even the juvenile championships there. Like the 9 counties there, the antes 178 boxers, 180 boxers. You know, that's a big antes.
That's massive, isn't it?
By a 13-year-old, you know. So it's good to see it, you know.
There's a lot of great boxing talent locally.
Oh, there is.
You know, like our Aidan Patterson and all them boys, and you know what I mean. And the Tuckers, them two young Tucker lads are good,
unreal,
aren't they?
Yeah.
You know that there's a lot of upcoming too. Neil Mallers and all them boys.
Neil Mallers, very unlucky there. He was just pipped at the post.
Yeah.
The finals, you know.
Brandy McParland, Brandy done well.
Brandy done well. That's his second in a row.
Good lad.
You know,
They're all great lads. Big respect to all the boxers in around the locality. You know, and to the Forgewood select coming here. How long have you been at the refereeing then, Ian?
About six coming 7 years nearly.
And you're a genuine proper referee.
Yeah.
You were the
qualified Irish amateur boxing referee. So I'm hoping to do my word test now within the next, but hopefully before the end of the summer.
As a referee, you sometimes get a bit of stick.
Sometimes.
And I'm been nice to you here, right? All the time.
You know,
so whatever it says.
This guy wins. This guy has something to say. This guy wins. This guy has something to say.
But you can take it. You can take it.
We'll
tell you. But you're it's not only a brass neck. I'm brass neck too. But not only that, you're professional about the thing. You're very professional.
My main job in the ring is to make sure that the contest goes without any boxer getting too seriously injured.
Yeah.
He's taking a hammer and I have to stop it.
Yeah.
No matter who he is, who his father is, what club he's from.
You're the referee.
Simple as that.
And if you don't do your job right, no matter who you give the,
you're scrutinised.
You're scrutinised. There's a lot. Yeah.
You go to Dublin there and there's a supervisor up there in the stadium, and if you don't do your job right, you let something slip, you're pulling you out of the ring, like, and you're giving a bit of a talking to.
And you're probably not back for a while.
Well, if you keep it up,
yeah.
you get dropped.
Yeah.
You know.
But it is to me. It's an honour, a very honourable sport. You know, it always has been because you know, my own father, and going back to our old days.
If any lad training has to be disciplined.
Of course.
Put the hours of training in, so when you get into the ring, he has the same respect for the other boxer, and likewise, you know, the two boxers have respect for each other. Because if you haven't, then it's not going to be much of a contest.
Yeah.
You're hugging and slapping and all this sort of carry on.
Yeah.
2 days actually respect each other. It's going to stand and box each other.
And this is boxing. This isn't a white collar. This isn't for charity. This is a good.
It's AABA approved, qualified officials, the whole lot.
That it should be a good night. And there's 19 bouts.
19 bouts on the night, yeah.
Any heavyweights?
There's a couple of lads there. Not too sure. There's one pulled out on us. I'm not too sure if Tony got the gap filled, but he'll do something.
Tony will
a pair of shorts on, jump on a staff or something.
Tony will wave that magic wand of his and he'll pull something out of the hat, won't he? He's good at that.
On get himself, maybe.
He would too. I'd say he might too. He'd be game enough. You'd have to shove him in. I don't know what you'll have to do there. Are you refereeing on the night then? You will be.
Refereeing, yeah.
And you've judges and all there, have you?
Well, that's sort of right. We myself, Sean Duffy, Brian Wallace, and Adam McGreevy, the two boys running out the passing there, refereeing test there.
Oh, well done.
2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm also hoping to have a 3-star referee down from Strabane, a guy called Seamus Kelly. So I'm hoping out Seamus Lane if he can make it.
Just to break it all up, you know, because you can't.
It's nice to have somebody with a wee rain blue badge there, you know, instead of just a national referee. You know. Somebody looks like looks like he knows what he's doing. You know. Sometimes think we're bluffing our way through. You know.
No, they're not. No, I've seen you in action. No, I have to say you are a true and fair referee. And I haven't seen you making any mistakes, and I'm only being honest with you. I've seen you getting haggled. I've seen you getting haggled all right now. So we're used to that. We can do it. Give a big up for that there one. We don't care about the hecklers, you know, or the haters. They can go on. But
that's the armchair coaches.
Oh, that's the armchair coaches. But we don't care about that. We're in the Banter Show, aren't we?
Oh,
this is the Banter armchair, and the feet's on the table, friends, and that's the way me and this man rolls. But you've been involved in the boxing how long yourself?
But I only really got involved in it. I done a bit of kickboxing when I was a teenager, and then when I got married, had a couple of kids, and the wife started boxing. My wife was not around. She met Paddy McKeown, and Paddy told the boys to come on down to the club, and then Paddy was there on his own for a wee while, and asked me to come down, give him a hand, and I've basically been there since.
Who had the kickboxing? Which club was that?
Well, I started with a guy called Tony Hart over in the sports centre, and then I was training with my cousin Matthew Kelly up in Ormain Gardens there. I was training Matthew for a while, Matt and Pat Callaghan.
Oh, Callaghan? Razor Pat, he's now made. I sparred with Pat many a time when I get out sparring session.
That's not a good move, there's not too many marks on you.
And I've still got the nose is near enough intact, alright. I can move alright and get out of the road. I could throw a few good old ones in there, especially at the old kickboxing. He had a bigger belly than me, so I could reach him quicker, you know. But I tell you what, by a hard man, I have to say, a good trainer. Excellent trainer. The sons are brilliant too.
Good lads,
very, very disciplined. The sons are fantastic. Great family, you know. And as I say, it's a tear away from the boxing. You know, to us, boxing was the first sport.
I found boxing training a whole lot harder.
Yeah.
And when I would go down and sort of training when I first started, do a wee bit of training with the lads. They sort of find if you're just standing there shouting, it's hard to get them motivated, you know. But if you go down and do that and press up and set ups with them, and get stuck in.
Because then it makes them think, doesn't it? It makes them think.
They're trying to come on, we keep up with this man.
Yeah, we'll have to keep up with this man quick.
And it is, I tried a wee bit of the judo too for a while. Just the brother was at it and I went along with him, you know, just to get near the house sort of thing, you know.
You need to be doing something.
The boxing training was the toughest of that.
Yeah. Especially the bag work and all that, you know what I mean? That. No, and the skipping, no good.
No, I'm more used to hitting people in the way, not hitting them.
Big iron bar, bang, no way.
Into the taxi and I'm on.
I want to know whose taxi you're getting into.
I'll take a picture, sure.
But so it'll be a good night. Coming this Friday night, friends, 7:30 in Bellinis this Friday night, and there's 19 fights. And I'll do a quick one up to the camera. We've got 19 fights, friends, for a favour. So you couldn't get that again. You know, and at a couple of athletes. Speaking of boxing, with another boxer in here Friday night, Bootsy Fern. So Bootsy, our video's getting ready to. It'll be up shortly anyway. Bootsy Fern and Davy Gary. So Bootsy's father was a Bosco coach way back in the day.
That's right.
And I was asking my own father about him, and he was saying, I remember John Fern, and all the old memories come flooding back to him, you know. Because way back before us, there was only football or boxing really, or Gaelic. That was it. There was no other sports here.
That's right.
You know, so boxing would be in the top, wouldn't it?
I mean, talking about Paddy's son there, Gareth Gruff.
Yeah, I know, Razor Gruff.
And Gruff would have been saying he had a box 2 or 3 times to win a county down, and then progressed to mid-Ulster, and then an Ulster. Whereas now, an Armagh Down title, the two of them combined now, Armagh Down title doesn't qualify for anything. It's just an Armagh Down champion. But you could win that on a walkover, which back in the day, whenever Gruff and the boys were boxing, and Ian Patterson and Mark McCarthy and them boys were boxing, you would have had a boxing maybe 3 or 4 times to win just your county title, you know. But unfortunately the numbers aren't there to do that now. But what we do is we invite a county live down.
Yeah.
Invite all clubs just to make up the numbers, and everybody is getting the contest, and there's a Friday walkover now. Unfortunately the girls, there's still plenty of walkovers there for the girls. You know, there's not there for the girls, but from Katie Taylor done the business now, there's been a big influx in numbers.
Katie Taylor was the start of the ladies boxing really in Ireland, wasn't she?
Unreal.
And when she first appeared on the scene, we were looking at this little girl going, what's this all about? What, they're letting girls box? And she was knocking sparks out of some of the boys down there.
Yeah.
You know,
she's squad training. She does a squad training with the boys' high performance team up there in Dublin, in the stadium. She does the same with the boys, spurs the lads and that, you know.
Yeah.
Spurs like a Paddy Barnes, Mike Conlon, them boys, you know.
And it's great, you know, because another man, Tyrone McKenna, I want to give him a shout out. I think he's from up around Belfast, Coleraine, somewhere around that area. He's won his last fight there. I met him down at the Celtic Warrior gym. They just travel up and down to do the sparring.
Yeah.
You know, Benny Cheka, Razor Benny, the boxing coach as well. So met him in Belfast at Carl Frampton's. Benny, I might want you in here to do a bit of magic. He's great at doing the magic and all, you know. Oh, brilliant crack one, you know. Great crack one. So you'll be there, you'll be refereeing at this.
Yep, I'll be one of the referees there, yep.
Will Tony be there? This is the big question.
Tony Battle there.
You better be there, Tony.
The corner man. Hey, Hancho. Tony's not there with us, that way, it's gone.
That's it, but we're closing down Bellinis if Tony's not there. But he wouldn't come into the Banter Show, I know that much, but I'll tell you what.
Stage fright.
He'll come in sometime, he will do. But
what about full drunk, send him on in, push him in through the door.
Well, that's an idea, because you'll see the videos even before this one, because there's 2 videos of Bootsy Fern and then of a band playing. It's hilarious. So the crack's 90. So are you still coaching and that there as well?
Still coaching. I'm a coach, assistant to Tony. I'm the treasurer. I'm a chief protection officer, and I'm a referee and judge. I'm still happy to go to work.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Women say men can't multitask. Here's living proof. The man's here. I'm telling you now.
I didn't say I was any good at it. I said I do it.
You're still it's a multitasking. You know, what's the child protection about? Is that?
It's just something you have to do. You know,
for the judging.
I know, just to be a coach. Even before you do a coach, if you want to come in, even to volunteer in a boxing club, you must be vetted and have your child protection awareness done.
That's fair enough. That's good. Yeah.
It's now from way back years ago.
It's unbelievable. All these things.
You just can't take a chance when people walk in through your door. You know.
You know what it was like years ago. He just could have walked into any gym.
Aye, anybody could have walked in.
Anybody could. So now it's all changed. You have to be registered, this, that, and the other, and courses this and courses that. But it's right in at the end of the day, isn't it? Keeps it more than right then.
And if you haven't got it done, it sort of holds you back from getting grants and that sort of stuff. You know, the fund and that sort. If you have it in a place, then you're sort of.
So then your club's above board, really.
Yeah.
So it's to justify your club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. You have to say, you know.
Oh, it is. It's better for boxing. You know, at least you know that the people that's working with the kids, you can take a volunteer in. Say if you can't, you're working late or there's something happening. Maybe you're 2 or 3 of the coach away for spars. You say, listen, Joe Soap, whatever. Will you look after the lads and he's vetted, he's police checked, kids are in safe hands.
Yeah.
He's happy enough, you know. That's what's all about, basically.
Well, for the benefit of our viewers who aren't from Newry, can you tell where St Patrick's is based in Newry?
At the minute we are training in St Mary's Youth Club in Bourne.
Oh, in Bourne?
Yeah.
Very good.
We couldn't get premises in Newry, right? We were right before that, and well, as you know, the history of the club, they started in the Cavern Bar, and they were in 3 ways, High Street.
That's right.
Then they were back up at the wee porta cabin there at the old oil pitch.
That's right.
And then, where did we go after that? I think we went to, was it Whitegates? We went to after that.
You've been about?
And then, I know, should have put the Travellers, put the wheels on the show. Like.
The Travelling Boxing Club.
Yeah, and that's what we're like. Well, for a while we hadn't got a club, we were sort of going, if you had a club, I'd come down to you one day for a spar, go to somebody else for a spar, down to the running track. It was a dry day, at the Tony Hughes' house out the back. A couple of ways.
It's as good as a spar out the back. It's just if you've got the room anywhere, you know.
Still managed to produce 4 Irish champions, Ian Patterson.
Brilliant.
Gareth McKeown, John White, and who was the other boy?
Big John, wasn't it?
Big John White, Mark McCartan, Patterson. Who was the other? Tony Hughes going to kill me if you get this.
Patterson, Adrian Patterson, Mark McCartan,
Gareth McKeown,
Gruff, Gareth McKeown, and John White.
Aye.
Big razor lads. They're all 3 champions.
Without premises.
Without premises.
What done if I had somewhere?
That's unbelievable, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And there's the Bosco boxers are trying to get a portal. They are a very small training place as well. You know, training room as well.
Numbers there. If you took your kid up to Bosco, you sign a form. It's actually like a waiting list. You have to wait for some other kid to drop out.
Wow.
Before your lad gets a place. Then if your lad, if he can't make it, or something goes wrong, or he's away for a couple of weeks, he's dropped, and the next boy's moved in.
Fair play to them.
That's the way they have to run it, you know.
Well, that's
that big. You just couldn't fill the place with children because they wouldn't get the attention and the training that they need. You know, you just be
Yeah,
all over the place.
there'd be too much messing about and everything. When, you know,
Yeah.
do you know what it's like when when they start messing around?
Sometimes it's only just like a babysitting service.
No, that doesn't work.
No,
it doesn't work. I've seen it before.
I have to run a box.
Oh, you have to crack the whip and just tell them, listen, you here to train. If you want to talk, you can go outside and talk.
Sure, yeah. You're only there for an hour and a half.
Or you can come in here and talk. Come in here to the Banter Show.
Sure, yeah.
So that's that sort of. And I'll bring them all in here and I'll have a chat with them on the Banter Show, you know. So
you don't think you know what you're asking for?
I think I'll reject that one straight away then. But I'll tell you what, Ian, I have to say, your head's really into this, like, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'm fairly focused on what I'm doing and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
You know, especially the refereeing end. The coaching end is very rewarding, but then whenever I get up the stadium in Dublin and see the guys actually box at that level, and I get the referee them. You know, at some stage I'm gonna be sitting in the chair, seeing my kids and my grandkids. See that boy there? I refereed that boy. You know, when
that's
they're
the
world
one.
champion or going for a world title or something like that. You know, and that's what it's all about. Like.
It must be slightly unnerving when you're refereeing in Dublin or somewhere like that. Because you're not, you know, you're or Belfast.
With the story,
you know what I mean? Because if you go to Belfast, you know, there's
televising. TG4 televised the under 22s, the intermediates, on the elites. The seniors are now called the elites now. So I got doing a final at each one, which is great because I'm the first Armagh down. Apparently, I was told this. I'm the first Armagh down referee from Jackie Preacher to referee a final at the elites league championships. So.
Fair play to you.
So
well done.
Hopefully that will be my last.
Well done. That's only the start. We'll tell you, you've put the hard work in for a lot of years. 15, 16 years, or it's only it's about right.
The boys up in Dublin now, they'll see that. You know, they'll see who's doing the work and it's great. This guy's getting the final. This guy's getting the final. This guy hasn't been here, so just let him sit. You know, so the people that are doing the work are getting the rewards. You know, so. And
after this length of time, I'm sure other boxing coaches from all around the country and you know from Scotland as well. I'm sure you know they all have a high regard for each other after, don't they? You know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's it. It seems to be a very homely affair, the boxing. You know, as I say, when I went down I was welcomed down into the Celtic Warrior gym by Peggy Collins and Steve O'Razor lads, and you couldn't feel it more at home. But you got a strange feeling going into that gym.
Yeah.
It's so serious of a gym. You can feel the tension the minute you come through the door, you know. But they're Fahrenheit champions as well, you know.
Yeah.
So it's great, and I have to say, I'll tell you what, I'll be there. I'll do my best to be there this Friday night.
But I give you a couple of tickets, Tony, because if you're not without a ticket, that way from mine will be doing the door, and
there'll be trouble at the door.
As I say in what's the name of that film? You shall not pass.
That's the way you have to run it, but it has to be run like that.
I'm going to leave you a couple of tickets here.
That's very generous of you.
Just so you're.
That's very generous of you. There you go. That's me sorted this week. Ireland versus Scotland. Our Celtic brothers from across the way. That's very decent of you. And
over for their annual hiding.
They make them think that.
To beat them too hard.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure. And an education. You learned me a bit there. This is what the Banter Show's all about, friends. We're learning every day, and we're going to have a bit of banter.
Take the rule books and we'll sit through the rules.
I'm up for it if you're up for it. You come in and learn something new, and I'll tell you what, it'll do no harm because it'll educate the people on the street about boxing, you know.
The next referee coming out in Newry.
There you go, me with Dickie Bow and all on. Well, I have to say, Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
And Tony and all the big Razor and all the boys at St. Patrick's Boxing Club in Newry. Friends, from me and Ian, we're out of here. Give us a razor, Ian. Razor.